Good evening, all. Ira Epstein of Linn Associates with your financial market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for Tuesday. We're at the 14th of December, although my weather wouldn't know it in Chicago. We're going to be 64 degrees tomorrow, breaking records. And today is 2021. We're getting on to the 6:30 time frame already. Couple of big events. Obviously, the FOMC meeting takes place at 1 o'clock Central Time. We get, in sense, the announcement then, statement of monetary policy. You'll be looking to see if the word transitory should be gone, but what's it replaced with? What phrases, what words? We're going to get the dot plot. You know, that's going to be super important because the traders are going to look to see which members, that you don't get a name, but which members, how many have moved from 2023 ideas of interest rates to 2022. That'll be a subject of talking for quite a while. The market's going to have a good day with it, and it's going to be very volatile off it. Be careful. Not the ideal trading situation in that. Remember, you got the Bank of Japan Friday, you got the European Central Bank, now the UK, you got the Bank of England coming out. Too many big banks coming out with all this at one time. The one thing we're seeing across everybody's CPI, and today we had our PPI, is inflation. It's here, it's big, and that doesn't help President Biden trying to spend more money with his programs. I think you're going to see Joe Manchin's got his hands full, keep saying no, 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 and he gets hated by his own party. But if he believes that you don't need to spend money now, as is the case for accelerating the taper in the U.S., that's what you have to deal with. When we look at the S&P, we're down about 1.5% to start the week out, still over the 18-week average. That's the big support, the 45-40 area. You can see how the market's just going back and forth in here right now. And because of that back and forth, you've lost your way in the trend. You now have a higher high, lower low. That is not a trend. In addition, you've run back to and you're hanging at the neutral point on the chart. I call it the line in the sand, the 18-day average of closes. When you look at the Bollinger Bands, your resistance, your support, they're far away and you're just sort of swinging right in there. And momentum is pointing down. The chart's a mess. In plain English, very professional. The chart's a mess. The NASDAQ has been in a downtrend now. Lower highs, lower lows. Target, first target, 15,689. If you clear that, 15,499 with resistance at the 18-day average to start off. In the Dow, similar to the S&P, no trend. Overbought, lost its way now, couldn't make it to the upper Bollinger Band. Now you have to wait for the new piece of information to see what it wants to do. And in the Russell, still a very bearish situation, bearish crossovers. And since you've done that, the question is, you're going to even make new lows. I don't know, but it looks like that. And the flip-flop. The VIX, we talked about, would it find support at the 200 and 100-day average of closes? It most certainly did. It's back just as I talked to you yesterday here. I said if it's going to rally, look for the resistance at the 18-day average of closes. That's where you're at. And it's like everything's neutral going into tomorrow. So a big day, and you've got to be very cautious. Then in the bond market, even more confusion. You've got the swing line down with lower highs, lower lows, but you have the bias up and momentum flat. What a difficult chart. 10-year note, same type of thing. You've got to wait and see how these markets want to throw out everything. Dollar, the neutral numbers, the 18-day average. Again, the swing line is down with lower highs, lower lows, but you're staying over the 18-day average. It's about as neutral a commodity market on these charts I've shown you as you can get. Even the euro keeps fighting right here. You've got to wait. And do you want to go through the European Central Bank announcement? They're not going to do anything. They're always going to be the laggard, but you just don't know. You just, words come out in these conferences and things happen. The Bank of England, if you saw today's employment numbers in England, they're over the top. I mean, if it weren't for this Omicron hitting them, they're waiting for 1 million people to get infected. I think that you'd be looking at the bank certainly raising interest rates, but prudence, and that's what central bankers are, they're prudent. They're probably going to say, I think we have to wait again and see how serious this wave is. We know we can then move on the interest rates, and I think that's what you've got. In Bitcoin, you're still in waves of selling, and still, even here, I think you're getting it. You have an embedded reading, and until it's lost, it ain't lost. That means the pros are out there, I think, bearish. On the energy market, yeah, the Saudi Prince Solomon challenged the market about short selling. So what did the market do? It said, we're here, we'll sell you. And they took the market down today. I told you his statement made no sense to me. And you don't challenge traders, okay? You might think it, you don't say it. And that's the problem, okay? The only people that you don't want to challenge, not the Saudi king, you don't want to challenge central banks. If you're betting in your currency on something and you're betting against your central bank, you got a problem. They have more money than you because what can they do? They can print. Now, the Saudis can control the flow of oil, no question about that. So we'll see if they do, if the price breaks a lot. It hasn't, but it is in a downtrend in all these. None of these products look good. They're all in downtrends at this point in time. So the question is, what happens from here? And that's going to be the game we have to watch. You know, I keep talking about, I'm holding the webinar, but now what about my enhanced Bollinger Band course? Let me tell you how that works. It's a video course where I teach how to work with stochastics tied into Bollinger Bands. So the course has got all these videos and you learn what to do. But we throw into it, when you get the course, we make certain you get our ETF and morning subscriber videos. Now you're seeing not only what you're learning, you're seeing it play out. We hope you become a subscriber, but you're going to get them free for a short period of time to go with it, a couple of weeks. Take advantage of it. It's a lot for basically no money. It's Christmas. Treat yourself. Take a look at how to do it. Welcome. I'm Ira Epstein, and I'm here to talk about my enhanced Bollinger Band course. Now, many of you have taken my regular charting course, and if not, you might think you know something about Bollinger Bands. As you know, Bollinger Bands are an algorithm designed to keep the market trading within it 95% of the time, and on a chart, it will offer on the top part resistance, on the bottom support, and the idea is the market will travel within them. We know that sometimes it latches onto that band, goes up or goes down. Well, how do you play with that? Can you pyramid the positions off that type of thinking? Well, I've applied all three of these into 13 different videos that teach you my concept of it. And from that concept, you're able to work with weekly charts and or daily charts. The 13 videos, each about 7 minutes long. The idea here is not to put you in school forever, but to teach. Now, if you haven't tried my complete futures research, I throw that in as well. Whether you've tried this or not, I think it's worth taking a look at. I think you're going to learn something from there. That research, by the way, covers twice daily market updates for you and access to what I call window envelope numbers, which I think are very important when looking at these Bollinger Bands. The next part is a trial to our charting software so you can make your charts look the same way that mine do. It's that simple. Where do you go with it and how do you get all this? It's simple. You go to our website, www.iraepstein.com. If you go to the word education, everything you need is answered there. You can also call my staff. They'll be happy to help you get set up. I'm Ira Epstein, on the road to your education.